Hey everyone, it's Ginny. Hope you guys have had an excellent couple of weeks. It's been a great couple of weeks for me. I'm only about 4 pounds now from my goal weight, which is just crazy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Let me give you some stats really quickly, just some background info. If you're very not new to my channel, feel free to skip for a couple of minutes. You won't miss anything, I promise. So my journey started in January of 2014. I was 600 pounds and I spent about a year and 3 months eating low carb, low GI, being more active after I moved to Australia. And I lost quite a bit of weight that way. Um, and I did very well, but my weight stalled. And it stalled and it stalled and it stalled, and it wouldn't go anywhere no matter what I did. So I decided to have weight loss surgery. I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy in March of 2015. And it is now, wow, July already, the beginning of July 2016. And I am 4 pounds away from my goal weight, which is just crazy. Um, and so my goal weight is 250 pounds. And let me tell you how we got to that number. It was a number I decided on with my surgeon. 250 pounds is 113 kilos, Aussies. Um, and other non-US entities that use kilos. So the way that we got to that number is my surgeon and I talked about it, and when I first went to see him, I wanted a much more intense malabsorptive procedure called the duodenal switch. And he said he'd be happy to do that on me, that he thought that would be good for me, but that he wanted to just give me a sleeve first. And the gastric sleeve, VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy, was actually originally invented for that purpose, for super heavy, morbidly obese people to start with that so they could reduce in size, and then their surgeon would give them the second part, duodenal switch, like the actual malabsorption. Um, and we expected for me to get to about 150 kilos. I think that math is right. Just going to double check really quickly. Sorry. I still, most of the time, I get pounds to kilos pretty well. Yeah, 158 kilos. So we expected for me to be sleeved, get to 158 kilos, and for my weight loss to pretty much stop. And we also expected that that would take like a full year after my surgery, definitely, maybe even 18 months to get down to 158 kilos. Um, and then we thought that, we would wait until I was ready, and then we would do the second part, the switch part. And but I've far surpassed my surgeon's expectations, and also the expectations of people who had sleeve, like of some people that I knew that had the sleeve surgery who really struggled to get under 350 pounds. That really, for people who started around my weight, that seemed to be kind of a sticking point for them. And I expected to have the same experience, but I've been lucky and I've been hardworking. I'll take credit for that. I've worked really hard, and I've gotten down way past what anybody expected. So I'm now 250 pounds, almost 4 pounds away, and my husband leaving. Just walking out the door, taking something out of the storage locker. The perils of YouTubing when there's someone else home. But anyway, so I've lost 100 pounds past what they expected me to, and there's no sign of me stopping yet. And I'm really happy about that, honestly. I'm really proud. So my plan is to basically not stop what I'm doing at my goal weight at the 250-pound mark. My plan is to just go ahead and keep going, and see how far my body naturally takes me. When I'm eating right, when I'm exercising, which I do regularly, when I'm getting all my water in, when I'm doing all these things, like whatever number my body stops at, I'll be fine with, because now I've already gotten way past where I ever thought I would. My life is so different at 250 pounds versus 600 pounds that it's unbelievable. I just this weekend went shopping with my husband and sat on a bar stool while we had coffee, and that was something I couldn't have done a couple of years ago. Just hopped up on a bar stool. When we went shopping, I walked into stores, I tried on clothes. There were sizes that were too big. That blew my mind. Like it was so long before I could even, there was many years where I couldn't even try on clothes. I had to order them all online and have them shipped to my house, um, try them on because the plus size stores would not go up to the size that I was. So it was a real pain, and to be able to go in and try on clothing is such a privilege, and it's a different world, and it was just amazing. I went in, I found pants in my size. Like it's funny because a lot of people talk about they would never wear dresses when they were heavier. They were too embarrassed. They only wore pants. But I only wore dresses because I couldn't find pants that fit in any size. Um, so to be able to wear pants, to buy work slacks in my size is just I just don't have words for it. And also, we went out with some friends tonight, and like while we were shopping yesterday, I picked up some pantyhose that I thought might fit, and they fit. I'm in shock. Like I haven't worn pantyhose in 20 years probably because it stopped fitting me. Even and I'm not like I'm not that old. So, I was very young when pantyhose stopped fitting when I sized out of them. So it's amazing to be able to wear them now, and it's very fun. So anyway, that kind of catches you up on where I am and what I wanted to talk about tonight. 6 minutes in already, sorry. Um, my friend Liz, aka Finding Elizabeth, she she posed a question recently. She said, "If everything in life teaches you something, what do you think being morbidly obese has taught you?" And I thought that was a really good question. I I I want to go see what other people's responses to this have been. I hope other people have done videos on this too. I'm sure they have already. But I I think it taught me a lot, honestly. I was born into a certain amount of privilege. I wasn't born into a wealthy family, but middle class. And while I didn't grow up with a mother and a father, I grew up with a grandmother, a grandfather, and a mother. So three people who loved me. And and if I needed something, like truly needed it, I had it. I didn't always get what I wanted, but if I needed it, I got it. And I also had a certain amount of privilege in that English is my native language, which in America is a privilege. Um, and I'm white, obviously, so there's a lot of privilege associated with that. Um, I definitely think that my viewpoint of the world would have been different had I not been obese from such a young age and experienced the bullying that I did around my size. Because once I saw how it felt to be discriminated against for jobs, for housing, in medical care, in any number of situations, just because of my size. Um, and no, this is not me calling, people being honest with me about my weight discrimination. I'm talking legitimate discrimination where I was told I did not get a front desk receptionist job because I was not front desk material, aka I wasn't slender enough for the job. I would have been great at the job, but I wasn't eye candy enough, so I didn't get the job. And that's perfectly legal in the US. So, actual discrimination. And I am, I really feel like I wouldn't have been as aware of other minority groups, and I'm not just talking race here, but race, sex, gender identity, sexual identity, everything. I don't think I would have been as aware of other people's feelings of um, I wouldn't have been the same person. Like I wouldn't have been somebody who cares about other people's rights so strongly and social justice, which I very much do. Classism, racism, ableism, homophobia, like transphobia, everything is all very, very important to me. And I don't think that I would have recognized that in the same way had I not been through. And I'm not comparing my own experiences to any of that, by the way. If it sounds like that, that's not my intention. I'm just saying I think it opened my eyes, and I'm not sure that my eyes would have been opened the same way otherwise. I like to think they would have been. Like I still would have the same heart, but I would not have the same experiences, if that makes sense. So, um, yeah, it definitely taught me that. Also, I think being morbidly obese taught me gratitude for small things. I was already predisposed to that. I have to give credit where it's due. My mother, she's a very stop and smell the roses kind of person. She taught me to appreciate nature from a very young age. And, if I see a beautiful field of wildflowers, or I'm driving through a mountain range, or whatever it might be, if I see something beautiful in nature, I want to stop and look at it for a while. And now, of course, being the digital age, I want to take out my iPhone and snap a picture of it. But I am grateful every day for things that other people might never think of. Like some of the things I was talking about earlier, sitting on a bar stool, going shopping, being able to try on clothes and have some that fit me and some that are too big. Like I don't even care so much about the too big thing. Like it's more like that was like it's kind of neat in that I spent so many years just buying the biggest size, and then it either fit, like it was either stretchy enough to fit, or it didn't fit and it had to go back. There was never a higher size to go up to. So I think that's why that's a big deal to me. Not just because it's an indication that my body has changed and I'm smaller. Like it's not about that for me. It's about, um, having more options clothing wise. So, um, yeah, so those things. And then, like, when I'm walking around town, like when I'm walking around Sydney, the other day I went shopping and my bus was going to be 20 minutes late. And I was like, well, I can sit here and wait for the bus, or I can just walk it. It's not that far, and I think I can handle it. And like I'm still learning what distances I can handle walking, and I always like underestimate myself. I had no problem walking the distance that I ended up walking, even with a backpack full of heavy groceries because I just gone grocery shopping. Um, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for being able to walk through Central Station. I'm grateful for um, being able to go to a restaurant with my husband and not having to call ahead to see if they have armless chairs to make sure there's somewhere I can sit. Um, I'm grateful for being able to go to a movie with him and not have to be in pain the whole time because the seat doesn't fit and the arm doesn't go up. Um, like I'm just grateful for so much, and these are things that most people go through their days without thinking about, and it's something that I'm even after a couple of years of going down in sizes and things adjusting gradually for me, I'm still grateful, even for things that have happened a long time ago. Like every time I buckle my seatbelt, even though I think it was probably a year ago when I first was able to buckle my seatbelt without a seatbelt extender in my husband's car, um, I still think about that. I'm still grateful for that. So that's not something that I've lost, and I don't think it's not something that I ever want to lose. I want to always be aware of how far I've come and grateful for every step. And yes, I'm grateful for you too. If you're new to my channel, I have this little monster who likes to come and interrupt my videos. Her name is Izzy, and she's very cute and she's very noisy. But anyway. So yeah, I think that about sums it up. I I honestly would not have become the person that I am without being morbidly obese. And honestly, I hate the words morbidly obese, and I hate the fact that I've had to say them multiple times in this video. But I really am grateful because I I like the person that I am now, and I'm very happy with who I am and where my life is. And like I said, I don't think I would have been that way had I not had the experiences that I had. I mean, I think that's true for all of us, right? Like, even if you had the worst life and you've had terrible experiences and just absolute trauma at some point, I mean, I personally feel like even without the bad experience, like without the bad experiences that I've had, I wouldn't be the same person. So there you go. Um, really great topic idea, Liz. And I don't know when my next video will be. Maybe my next video will be my goal video. We'll see. I've already got one prepared, but I gotta get, I have to get there first. Cat's getting into trouble. Sorry. I have to get there first. So keep your fingers crossed for me. And I'm supposed to be going on television possibly next week. So we'll see. Keep your eyes peeled if you're in Australia. All right, talk to you later, guys. Oh, and if you like this video, please would you subscribe? It'd be awesome. All right, later.